Cantos 25 to 27 of Book 4 of the Ramayan of Valmiki, translated by Ralph T. H. Griffith. This LibriVox recording is in the public domain. Recording by Om123. Canto 25, Rama's Speech. Then Raghu's son, whose feeling breast shared the great woe that moved their rest, strove with wise charm their grief to ease, and gently spoke in words like these. You never can raise the dead to bliss by agony of grief like this. Cease your lament, nor leave undone the funeral task you may not shun. As nature orders over the dead, your tributary tears are shed. But fate, directing each event, is still the Lord preeminent. Yes, all obey the changeless laws of fate, the universal cause. By fate, the lives of all proceed, that governs every word and deed. None acts, none sees his haste abate, but each and all by fate are swayed. The world its ordered course maintains, and over that course fate ever reigns. Fate never exceeds the rule of fate, is never too swift, is never too late, and making nature its ally, forgets no life, nor passes by. No kith and kin, no power and force, can check or stay its settled course. No friend or client, grace or charm, that victor of the world disarm. So all who see with prudent eyes the hand of fate must recognize, for virtue rules, or love or gain, as fate's unchanged decrees ordain. Bali has died and won the meed that waits in heaven on noble deed. Throned in the seats the brave may reach by liberal hand and gentle speech. True to a warrior's duty, bold in fight, the hero lofty-souled deigned not to guard his life. He died, and now in heaven is glorified. Then cease these tears and wild despair. Turn to the task that claims your care. For Bali's is the glorious fate which warriors count most fortunate. When Rama's speech had found a close, brave Lakshman, terror of his foes, with wise and soothing words addressed Sugriva, still with woe oppressed. Arise, Sugriva, thus he said, perform the service of the dead. Prepare with Tara and her son, that Bali's rites be duly done. A store of funeral odes provide, which wind and sun and time have dried, and richest sandal fit to grace the pyre of one of royal race. With words of comfort soft and kind, console poor Angad's troubled mind. Nor let thy heart be thus cast down, for thine is now the banner's town. Let Angad's care a wreath supply, and raiment rich with varied dye, and oil and perfumes for the fire, and all the solemn rites require. Go, hasten to the town, O king, and Tara's little quickly bring. A virtuous dispatch and speed is best of all in hour of need. Go, let a chosen band prepare the litter of the dead to bear. For stout and tall and strong of limb must be the chiefs who carry him. He spoke, his friend's delight and pride, then stood again by Rama's side. When Tara heard the words he said, within the town he quickly sped, and brought, on stalwart shoulders laid, the litter for the rites arrayed. Framed like a car for gods, complete, with painted sides and royal seat, with latticed windows deftly made, and golden birds and trees inlaid, well joined and wrought in every part, a marvel of ingenious art. One pleasure mounts in carven wood, and many a graven figure stood. The best of jewels over it hung, and wreaths of flowers around it clung. And over all was raised on high a canopy of saffron dye, while like the sun of morning shone the brilliant blooms that lay thereon. That glorious litter Rama eyed, and spake to Lakshman by his side, "Let Bali on the bier be placed, and with all funeral service graced." Sugriva then with many a tear drew Bali's body to the bier, whereon with weeping Angad's aid the relics of the chief were laid, knit many a vestiore's varied fold, and wreaths and ornaments and gold. Then King Sugriva bade them speed, the obsequies by law decreed. Let banners lead the way and throw wreaths gems around them as they go, and be the chosen bearers near, behind them laden with the bier. No costly rite may you deny, used when the proudest monarchs die. As for a king of widest sway, perform his obsequies today. Sugriva gave his high behest, then princely Tara and the rest, with little Angad weeping, led the long procession of the dead. Behind the funeral litter came, with Tara first, each widowed dame. In tears and shrieks her loss deplored, and cried aloud, "My lord, my lord!" While wood and hill and valley sent in echoes back the shrill lament. Then on a low and sandy isle was reared the hero's funeral pile, by crowds of toiling banners, where the mountain stream ran fresh and fair. The banner chiefs, a noble band, has led the litter on the sand, and stood a little space apart, each mourning in his inmost heart. But Tara, when her weeping eye saw Bali on the litter lie, laid his dear head upon her lap, and wailed aloud her dire mishap. O mighty banner, lord and king, to whose fond breast I love to cling, of godly arms, wise, brave, and bold, rise, look upon me as of old. Rise up, my sovereign, dost thou see a crowd of subjects weep for thee? Still over thy face, though breath has fled, the joyous light of life is spread. Thus around the sun, although he set, a crimson glory lingers yet, that, clad in Rama's form today, has dragged thee from the world away. One shaft from his tremendous bow dooms us to widowhood and woe. Hast thou, O banner king, no eyes thy weeping wives to recognize, who for the length of way unmeet have followed thee with weary feet? Yet every moon-faced beauty here by thee, O king, was counted dear. Lord of the banner race, hast thou no eyes to see Sugriva now? About thee stands, in mournful mood, a sore afflicted multitude, and Tara and thy lords of state around their monarch weep and wait. Arise, my lord, with gentle speech, as was thy wont, dismissing each. Then in the forest will we play, and love shall make our spirits gay. The Banner dames raised Tara, drowned in floods of sorrow from the ground. And Angad, with Sugriva's aid, overwhelmed with anguish and dismayed, weeping for his departed sire, placed Bali's body on the pyre. Then lit the flame, and round the dead passed slowly with a mourner's tread. Thus with full rites the funeral train performed the service for the slain. Then sought the flowing stream and made libations to the parted shade. There, setting Angad first in place, the chieftains of the Banner race, with Tara and Sugriva, shed the water that delights the dead. Canto 26. The Coronation. Each Banner councillor and peer in crowded numbers gathered near Sugriva, mournful king, while yet his vesture from the wave was wet. Before the chief of Raghu's seat, unwearied in each arduous deed, they stood and raised the reverent hand, as saints before Lord Brahma stand. Then Hanuman of massive mould, like some tall hill of glistering gold, son of the god whose wild blasts shake the forest, thus to Rama spake. By thy kind favour, O my lord, Sugriva, to his home restored, triumphant has regained the day, his rank and power and royal sway. He now will call each faithful friend, enter the city and attend, with sage advice and prudent care, to every task that waits him there. Then balm and unguent shall anoint our monarch as the laws appoint, and gems and precious reeds shall be his grateful offering, king, to thee. Do thou, O Rama, with thy friend, thy steps within the city bend, our ruler on his throne install, and with thy presence cheer us all. Then, skilled in lore and arts that guide, the speaker, Raghu's son, replied, For 14 years I might not break the mandate that my father spake, nor can I, till that time be fled, the street of town or village tread. Let King Sugriva seek the town, most worthy of her high renown. There let him be without delay, anointed, and begin his sway. This answered to Sugriva then, thus spake anew the king of man. Do thou who knowest right ordain Prince Angad consort of thy reign, for he is noble, true, and bold, and trained a righteous cause to hold. Gifts like his sires that youth adorn, born eldest to the eldest born. This is the month of Sravan, first of those that see the rain clouds burst. 4 months, thou knowest well, extends the season when the rain descends. No time for deeds of war is this. Seek thou thy fair metropolis, and I with Lakshman, O my friend, the time upon this hill will spend. An ample cavern opens there, made lovely by the mountain air, and lotuses and lilies fill the pleasant lake and murmuring reel. When Kartik's month shall clear the skies, then tempt the mighty enterprise. Now, chieftain, to thy home repair, and be anointed sovereign there. Sugriva heard, he bowed his head, within the lovely town he sped, which Bali's royal will had swayed, where 1,000 bannered chiefs arrayed gathered in order round their king, and led him on with welcoming. Low on the earth the lesser crowd fell in prostration as they bowed. Sugriva looked with grateful eyes, spake to them all, and bade them rise. Then through the royal bowers he strode, wherein the monarch's wives abode. Soon from the inner chambers came the banner of exalted fame, and joyful friends drew near and shed king-making balm upon his head. Like gods anointing in disguise their sovereign of the 1,000 eyes, then brought they over their king to hold the white umbrella decked with gold, and charities with their waving hair in golden handles wondrous fair, and fragrant herbs and seed and spice, and sparkling gems exceeding price, and every bloom from woods and leaves, and gum distilled from milky trees, and precious ointment white as milk, and spotless robes of cloth and silk, wreaths of sweet flowers whose glories gleam in grassy grove, on lake or stream, and fragrant sandal and each scent that makes the soft breeze redolent. Grain, honey, odorous seed, and store of oil and cod and golden ore, a noble tiger skin, a pair of sandals wrought with costliest care, 8 pairs of damsels drawing nigh brought unguents stained with varied dye. Then gems and cates and robes displayed before the twice-born priests well laid, that they would deign in order due to consecrate the king anew. The sacred grass was duly spread, and sacrificial flame was fed, which scripture-learned priests supplied with oil which texts had sanctified. Then, with all the rites ordained of old, high on the terrace, bright with gold, whereon a glorious carpet lay, and fresh culled garlands, sweet and gay, placed on his throne, Sugriva bent his looks toward the orient. In horns from forehead of the bull, in pitchers bright and beautiful, in urns of gold the banner took pure water brought from stream and brook, from every consecrated strand, and every sea that beats the land. Then, as prescribed by sacred lore, and many a mighty sage of yore, the leaders of the banners poured the sacred water on their lord. From every banner at the close of the imperial rite arose shouts of glad triumph, loud and long, repeated by the high-souled throng. Sugriva, when the rite was done, obeyed the hest of Raghu's son. Prince Angad to his breast he strained, and partner of his sway ordained. Once more from all the host rang out the loud hujah and joyful shout. Well done, each banner cried, and good Sugriva glorified. Then with glad voices loudly raised were Rama and his brother praised, and bright Kashkinda shone that day with happy throngs and banners gay. Canto 27. Rama on the Hill. But when the solemn rite was over, and bold Sugriva reigned once more, the sons of Raghu sought the hill, Prasravan of the rushing rill, where roamed the tiger and the deer, and lions raised their voice of fear, thick set of trees of every kind, with trailing shrubs and plants entwined. Home of the ape and monkey, lair of mountain cat and pod and bear. In cloudy gloom against the sky, the sanctifying hills rose high. Pierced in their crest, a spacious cave, the Raghu sons a shelter gave. Then Rama, pure from every crime, in words well suited to the time, to Lakshman spoke, whose faithful chiel watched humbly for his brother's weal. I love this spacious cavern where there breathes a fresh and pleasant air. Brave brother, let us here remain throughout the season of the rain. For in mine eyes this mountain crest is above all the loveliest, where copper-hued and black and white show the huge blocks that face the height, where gleams the shine of varied ore, where dark clouds hang and torrents roar, where waving woods are fair to see, and creepers climb from tree to tree, where the gay peacock's voice is shrill, and sweet birds carol on the hill, where odorous breath is wafted far from jessamine and cinnabar, and opening flowers of every hue give wondrous beauty to the view. See, too, this pleasant water near our cavern home is fresh and clear, and lilies gay with flower and bud are glorious on the lovely flood. This cave that fares north and east will shelter us till rain has ceased, and towering hills that rise behind will screen us from the furious wind. Close by the cavern's portal lies an level stone of ample size, and sable here a mighty block, long severed from the parent rock. Now let thine eye bent northward rest, a while upon the mountain crest, high as a cloud that brings the rain, and dark as iron rent in twain. Look southward, brother, now, and view a cloudy pile of paler hue, like Mount Kailasha's topmost height, where ores of every tint are bright. See, Lakshman, see before our cave that clear brook eastward roll its wave, as though it were Ganga's infant reel, down-streaming from the tree-peaked hill. See by the water's gentle flow asoka, shal, and sandal grow, and every lovely tree most fair, with leaf and bud and flower is there. See there, beneath the bending trees that fringe her bank, the river flees, clothed with their beauty like a maid, in all her robes and gems arrayed, while from the sedgy banks are heard the soft notes of each amorous bird. O see what lovely islets stud, like gems, the bosom of the flood, and sarasses and wild swans crowd about her till she laughs aloud. See, lotus blooms the brook overspread, some tender blue, some dazzling red, and opening lilies white as snow their buds in rich profusion show. There rings the joyous peacock's scream, there stands the curlew by the stream, and holy hermits love to throng where the sweet waters speed along. Ranged on the grassy margin shine gay sandal trees in glittering line, and all the wondrous verdure seems the offspring of creative dreams. O conquering prince, there cannot be a lovelier place than this we see. Here, sheltered on the beauteous height, our days will pass in calm delight. Nor is Kishkinda's city gay, with grove and garden far away. Thence will the breeze of evening bring sweet music as the minstrels sing. And when the banners dance will come, the sound of tabor and of drum. Again to spouse and realm restored, got by his friends, the banal lord, great glory has acquired, and how can he be less than happy now? This said, the son of Raghu made his dwelling in that pleasant shade, upon the mountain's shelving side, that sweetly all his wants supplied. But still the hero's troubled mind no comfort in his woe could find, yet mourning for his stolen wife, dearer to Rama than his life. Chief, when he saw the Lord of Night rise slowly over the eastern height, he tossed upon his leafy bed, with eyes by sleep unvisited. Outwelled the tears in ceaseless flow, and every sense was numbed by woe. Each pang that pierced the mourner true smote Lakshman's faithful bosom too, who, troubled for his brother's sake, with wisest words the prince bespake. Arise, my brother, and be strong. Thy hero heart has mourned too long. Thou knowest well that tears and sighs will mar the mightiest enterprise. Thine was the soul that loved to dare, to serve the gods was still thy care. And never may sorrow's sting subdue a heart so resolute and true. How canst thou hope to slay in fight the giant cruel in his might? Unwearied must the champion be who strives with such a foe as he. Tear out this sorrow by the root, again be bold and resolute. Arise, my brother, and subdue the demon and his wicked crew. Thou canst destroy the earth, her seas, her rooted hills and giant trees, unseated by thy furious hand. And shall one fiend thy power withstand? Wait through this season of the rain, till sons of autumn dry the plain. Then shall thy giant foe and all his host and realm before thee fall. I wake thy valor that has slept, amid the tears thine eyes have wept, as drops of oil in worship raise the dormant flame to sudden blaze. The son of Raghu heard, he knew his brother's rede was wise and true, and honouring his friendly guide, in gentle words he thus replied: Whatever a hero firm and bold, devoted, true, and lofty-souled, should speak by deep affection led, such are the words which thou hast said. I cast away each pensive thought that brings the noblest plans to naught, and each uninjured power will strain until the purposed end we gain. Thy prudent words will I obey, until the close of rain time stay, when King Sugriva will invite to action, and the streams be right. The hero saved in hour of need repays the debt with friendly deed, but hated by the good are they who take the boon and never repay. End of Cantos 25, 26, and 27.